Salute, salute. Salute to God, the Most High, the creator of everything. Salute to all my day ones. Salute to all the new subscribers. And I got to give it up to the independent viewers who come back from day to day and just hasn't subscribed yet. You know what I mean? All views matter. And thank you for tuning in to my little itty bitty little local little platform, ladies and gentlemen. But we growing though, we growing. Trolls on the Guardian Mama Can Love You. Last but not least, you know what I'm saying? One time, and I got to give it up to God the Most High. Two salutes. I got to cut this intro short, y'all, because my past maybe 10 videos I've been talking about all the school violence, the Casey Allisons, the Carmelo Anthony's, and it's brought into question America's criminal justice system and how mainstream media chooses what they cover and they choose who's important and who's not. So, shout out to Introvert Rockstar. If y'all haven't, go over there, subscribe right away because this brother does great work. There's a lot of content creators who use his content, and you're going to see why. Salute to you. You know, salute to your brother, Introvert Rockstar. And let's get into this. Cody Rollinson left Jordan Hill for unalive. Wait, fair use, educational purposes. I could use the same one he's got on his screen. Fair use disclaimer. Here we go.
Information tonight on a deadly hit and run involving a 10-year-old earlier this month. 3 News Side's Teddy Reedy with the latest.
On April 6, 10-year-old Jordan Hill was killed while he was riding an ATV. The driver who hit him was identified as Cody Rollinson, who fled the scene after the crash. According to Emmett County detectives, 911 calls started coming just before noon on Sunday, April 6th. When emergency crews arrived on scene, they found Jordan Hill dead at the crash site and Cody Rollins' pickup truck nowhere in sight. Later that day.
Let's just stop right here for starters. Let's stop right here while this is on the screen. 10-year-old unalived and hit and run. So they acknowledged that it was a hit and run right there in the title. Okay. 911 calls came in around noon Sunday. Jordan Hill 10 found unalived on the scene. Suspect arrested shortly after he fled the scene. You're going to see that that's a lie. Cody Rollinson was charged with felony fleeing. Now, right here in the title of this mainstream media news channel, it says 10-year-old unalived in hit and run. Cody Rollinson was charged with felony fleeing. Let's put on our thinking caps, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to let Introvert Rockstar do his thing. And he's out on bond on only $41,000. I think you can get that just trying to shoplift a Snickers bar. You know what I mean? I think there's a single mother somewhere who tried to steal a couple packs of diapers and I had to pay a $41,000 bond. I'm just saying. That's a little light to me. But let's go.
Day, police arrested Rollinson and charged him with possession of marijuana and felony leaving the scene of an accident. Rollinson was released on a $41,000 bond for both charges. We spoke with the family's spokesperson who says they want justice served to the fullest.
We are heartbroken, enraged, and demanding answers after the senseless murder of a 10-year-old Jordan Hill in Liberty, Mississippi. Jordan was simply riding his ATV on the side of the road, not in the road, not causing harm, just being a child. A racist white man took it upon himself to take Jordan's life. This was not a misunderstanding. This was not an accident. This was a hate crime.
More charges could be on the way for Rollinson as detectives wait on Emmett County's crime lab to get back with the results.
I don't buy into racial stuff that easy, but it says hit and run. He was charged with fleeing, and he just said that this little kid was riding his ATV on the side of the road, not in traffic, not in the road. So did this guy swerve, hit him for target practice, and keep going? And that's why they charged him with fleeing and fleeing only, felony flee. I mean, come on now. We've been throwing all kind of speculations out there with the whole Carmelo Anthony case, and I've been trying to turn people's attention to how they hid the Casey Allison case. But let's pay attention to America's criminal justice system here. Let's pay attention to how they portray who's important and who's not important. Let's look at the mainstream media's antics here.
And the FBI is also working this case. They are looking into potential other cases where Rawlinson left the scene of an accident. The public visitation for Jordan Hill will be Friday, April 18th, starting at 6 p.m. at the National Guard Armory in Gloucester. The family asked those attending to wear blue in honor of Hill. Teddy Reedy, 3, on your side.
And look, on this channel, we hold racist Caucasian people accountable because when black people commit crimes, they have no problem holding us accountable. Matter of fact, Fox News would get up there and they'll give a whole lecture and break down every crime that black people commit, make it make sense.
And we also saw how they're doing Carmelo, and we saw how even people who look like Carmelo, people who look like me are doing Carmelo. And it's not about race. I'm just saying that someone has made it about race somewhere. So we know this to be true. But why aren't they giving this as much effort as well? Why don't they care as much about a 10-year-old? But if this was a Tamir Rice situation, we would hear about it because it would create the controversy and the disturbance and the distraction that they're looking for. Because now they're going to think that, okay, there's going to be people waging war on the police, so that creates an agenda, propaganda. This right here should, come on, man. Come on. Where's justice when you need it?
And you gotta step back and use your common sense. If I was to run over a little Caucasian boy, my mugshot will be everywhere. It'll be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest. It'll be on Snapchat. It'll be on every social media account. But when I tried to look up this dog-smelling boy's mugshot, I found nothing. This baby.
I don't condone the racial slurs or the racial terms. I'm hoping I can edit that part out. If I can't, y'all forgive me. Okay, forgive me. I don't quite agree with the verbiage, but I do agree with the message that he's sending, okay?
Jordan Hill was only 10 years old. He had his whole life ahead of him. So you think I'm going to let this slide? Hell no. So let me get this right. You telling me that Kyron Lacey was crucified by the whole world for something he didn't even do. But this pig-skinned, dog-smelling, water boy, mama said, racist Caucasian, murdered a black boy and fled the scene. No media coverage, no outrage. Make it make sense. But I told y'all yesterday, when racist Caucasian murder our people, they can sleep well at night. They don't worry. But when those tables turn, they can't take it. They can't handle it. But that's why I have no sympathy when I make these videos. Now you see why.
Now, what he just said, like it or not, it was factual. It was factual. I mean, he spoke it hardcore. He didn't try to sugarcoat it, but it's factual. It's factual. And that's what we're seeing with the Carmelo Anthony case right now. And that's why the whole world was in an uproar about OJ. We've been in an uproar for years about our kind being unalive, whether by police or by racist people, from Ahmaud Arbery to, let's say, Philando Castile, Sandra Bland. There's just so many names of people we can name. But we've been complaining about this for years and it's still happening. We always have to wait for investigations. We never get pictures. It grows to be a cold case. But when the shoe is on the other foot, like he said, America can't stand it. And we're seeing that with Mr. Austin Metcalf right now.
10-year-old Jordan Hill was murdered on April 6, 2025. Today is April 18, 2025. And mind you, no major media outlets talked about this story.
And let me say this, to all the black people who are all over social media, throwing Carmelo Anthony under the bus rather than giving him due process, why aren't y'all throwing Cody Rawlinson under the bus for what he just did to little 10-year-old Jordan Hill? Do you hate your own kind? Can we not see cause, reason? Are we not? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Story. None of them covered this story. So when I did my research, man, the cover up is crazy. But before I go all the way in on this article, check this out. Last October, I covered the story about a truck driver named Tremaine White. He's also from Meade County, and he was going to visit his mother. And matter of fact, run the tape.
Investigation is underway after a man was discovered dead while at the Mint County Jail. As 12 News' Tia McKenzie reports, it's a story that raises concerns about excessive force and police misconduct.
One family is in search for answers. However, they're left with more questions than anything. The family of 41-year-old Tremaine White says he was found dead earlier this month while in custody of Mint County law enforcement. Bobby DiCello is the family's attorney.
We are developing information that we believe is very concerning. I can't make further comment beyond that.
The Mississippi Bureau of Investigation released a statement saying, quote, MBI is investigating this incident that occurred at a Mint County jail. Agents are continuing to investigate and gather evidence and information. This remains an open and ongoing investigation.
How does it?
I told you, we always have to wait for the investigation. This is not me being racist. This is like me giving you reality here. This is the justice system. There's an unequal balance here. There is a double standard. There is a difference in treatment. There is a difference in justice. There really is. There really is. It is, man. I can't exercise that tunnel vision like everyone else. I see what I see, and I wear bifocals to help me see what I see, so I know what I see because I saw it.
How does a man tossing a bag out of his car by a tire store end up dead in jail? That's a stretch.
DiCello says there is a cultural and social problem in America, and there needs to be transparency.
Why not transparency? Why not an allowance of seeing body cam? Is there body cam? If not, what happened inside the jail? There's got to be video of that. There's got to be video of the booking. Why not provide it?
We reached out to the Mint County Sheriff's Office. However, we have not heard back. Reporting in Mint County, Tia McKenzie, 12 News.
I'm going to throw this in there. Hold on, Mr. Introvert Rockstar. I'm sorry, brother. I got to throw this in there. The same way he said, why didn't they release the footage? There's got to be video. Anytime that they don't release video footage like that right away, they're hiding something. They know it's something in that footage that's going to make someone else look guilty. Now, if it was something to make Jordan Hill look at fault, maybe he was in the road. They put it out there. And they're holding all of this video footage from Carmelo, and this is my hunch, my opinion, for the same reason. Something about that footage is going to make this brother look like he really was, you know what I'm saying, defending himself. Something about that footage really does fit the description of what may be accepted as self-defense. So they're holding it. They're holding it. They are holding it.
And see, I keep telling people, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Florida, they play by their own rules and laws. We'll never see that body cam footage on how Tremaine White actually was murdered by these cowards. But you see the games these cowards play? But in my opinion, I feel like all those officers that unalived Mr. Tremaine White, they deserve the same treatment, the same beat. Whatever he got, they deserve the same thing. Forget that forgiving shit. I'm tired of that. But before I get too pissed off, let's get into this article so I can show y'all how cold this media really is. And before I get into this article, you have to realize America does not give a damn about Mississippi. So that's why we have to use our platforms to expose what's going on, because they're not going to talk about it. They're going to let it go because they don't care about Mississippi. To them, Mississippi is always going to be a plantation. So we have to always expose this shit, because this is a local news article, and you're going to see the lies they talk about. This article is about a local news outlet in Mississippi called WJTV. It was published April 17, 2025, yesterday. Man charged after Mississippi 10-year-old unalived in ATV crash. Mississippi A. Meade County deputies announced a man was arrested in connection to an ATV crash that unalived a 10-year-old boy. Investigator Danny Moe with the A. Meade County Sheriff's Office said the incident occurred on Old 24 Compromise Road between 11:30 a.m. and 11:45 a.m. on April 6, 2025. Compromise Road, what the hell? And notice, I just read all that stuff.
Compromised road. A compromised road. Every road is compromised. There's traffic going both directions. There might be construction. There may be potholes. There may be someone walking or riding a bike or a ATV. What do you mean compromise? And here's my problem with these news outlets. They're no different from politicians. They're trained liars. They're masters of propaganda. Real talk. There are some churches that fit this description as well. You know, we might as well lay it all out there.
They said a man was arrested. No, dumbass, we need names and mugshots. But guess what? The disrespect continues. Check this out. Investigators said the suspect, Cody Rollinson, was arrested the day of the incident. He was charged with possession of marijuana in a motor vehicle and felony leaving the scene of an accident. Rollinson.
Now, we're talking about casing Allison's charges and what happened to Mr. Joe Ramirez. We're talking about Austin Metcalf and what's going on with brother Carmelo Anthony. Now, it's apparent he took a life. He took a 10-year-old life. He unalived a 10-year-old kid. That is factual. But he was only charged with felony leaving the scene of an accident and possession of marijuana in a motor vehicle. So where's the accountability for taking that life? So the word compromise was used in defense of him to make it look like Jordan Hill had done something wrong and compromised traffic, compromised and jeopardized himself getting hit. Did Austin do anything to compromise or jeopardize himself getting unalived? See, I'm trying to point out the tunnel vision here. I'm not even trying to be racist. I hope good people of every ethnic group can see where I'm coming from right now, man. This is the bad case of tunnel vision, man.
Made his initial appearance in court last week and his bond was set at $41,000. He is currently out on bond. And guess what? The reason why I couldn't find a mugshot is because they lied. The day of the incident, they didn't even arrest him. And then in the news article or on the news station, these news outlets, they didn't even mention that his driver license was suspended. And this is not the first time he hit someone and left the scene. Make it make sense. And that's why I always...
Come on, ladies and gentlemen. No driver's license. You apparently took a life and you're charged with possession of marijuana in a motor vehicle and felony leaving the scene of an accident with a $41,000 bond. But the whole world is mad about Carmelo. The whole world. Now, what did this baby do? Did this baby walk up under somebody's tent or knock on his door and say, "Sir, I dare you to hit me while I'm riding my ATV"? It just happened. We don't know how it happened. I don't have all the facts, but I trust what that family member said because you're going to see, well, I'll just let this brother talk. Watch this. We're going to sew this thing up. Go ahead, introvert rock star.
They say our platforms are so important and doing our own research. And that's what I did. I went to Old Reliable, Facebook, and lo and behold, not only did they arrest him when the incident happened, but right after he tried to sell his truck for $6,500.
Didn't George Zimmerman sell that pow? He unalived Trayvon with for $250,000. Is this what we do? Does that add more value to it? Because it's, come on, man.
Truck he murdered Jordan Hill in. The game is cold. And look, that's why I'm always saying never trust these news outlets, especially in the South. They will protect their own. They all on the same team. These articles had no clear images of this dude, and it all was on purpose. Actually, you have to do the research yourself. Actually, you have to connect the dots yourself. But it is ironic, it is funny how these racist cowards, when shit gets real, they delete their social media accounts. Like we can't find their house. This dude had Confederate flags leading up into his house. So we already...
They around here giving out judges' addresses and judges' information. They don't think they can be found? Huh? See the type of games we have to play? And this dude has a Confederate flag right here. Now, to me, this does possibly look racist. Looks like there could be a little bit of a hate crime in there. Looks like the dude might have been bowling for a body while driving his truck. I'm just saying. But he's not even arrested for this, ladies and gentlemen. No, are we kidding? He's not even charged for this. Brother Introvert Rockstar, I'm going to drop your link in my description box. You do great work. Y'all go over to and subscribe to Brother Introvert Rockstar. I know the type of comments I'm going to get. I'm built for it. Just know I do give them back, so I hope you're built for it in return. But this isn't right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all, get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with your higher power. There's only one God, man. And this is what happens when we decide to take God, take spirituality, take that love, that commitment to God's doctrine out of the world, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. Everybody's around here talking about justice for Austin Metcalf, but where's the justice for Jordan Hill? Where's the justice for Jose Ramirez? Along with whatever justice may be due to Mr. Austin Metcalf because he played a role in his demise, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we don't want to admit it. All right? Ashe.